Can we look forward to a Jazzagals album and a cabaret soundtrack? How was the original version of Twyla different from how we got to know her? And who had applied for a job stocking shelves just one day before she heard she got the role? Hi, I'm Dylan, and you're watching Awesome Movies. Let's go. Can we expect any bonus content? Since we had to bid the best show ever farewell after season 6, we're obviously not fine with it. But hey, gotta make the best of a bad situation. Like fish for new backstage content and interviews? On behalf of the whole Schitt's Creek fandom, one fan was asked to make a small request to Dan Levy.
Okay, so it's a small request.
Well, obviously it wasn't that small. Listen for yourself.
Can we get some information, please, on when we will get the following? Jazzagals album, cabaret soundtrack, season 6 bloopers, and just the deleted scenes from the most recent 80 episodes.
Ooh, well, I bet you want to know the answer to that too. Will we keep you waiting? No, we won't. As for the Jazzagals album,
That's,
Who knows? But I would love to do that. What a wonderful little thing to do.
and how about a cabaret soundtrack?
That I will actually try my best to see what we can do, because I think we do have those songs recorded. So let me investigate that, because why not have, those numbers were so great. All of them rehearsed so hard.
We promise to let you know if we get any new information on this. For now though, what did the best writer ever have to say about deleted scenes? If, like us, you've been trying to get any without success, then here's the reason. Dan acknowledges the screen grabs and questions during the rounds on the internet, then does some explaining. According to him, scenes that didn't make it into the show weren't the strongest ones and didn't help move the story forward.
I have to say that you would have seen them by now if they were worth seeing.
So we can't expect any deleted scenes? Nope, doesn't seem like it.
As much as I would love to share those with you, I, as a collective with our team, take great pride in putting only the best of the best out there, and that is why you have not seen them and likely never will.
Don't be too sad though, because there's still hope for seeing at least one scenario that didn't make the cut. What can it be? It's the end of the iconic wine commercial, where Moira apparently vomited through a hose. It's only Schitt's Creekers who'd not be surprised by this, right?
There's a long lost take of that scene that ends with a vomit hose. I had completely forgotten about that, and now it makes me want to go back through the archives and try and find it.
well, you never know. I mean, you don't know till you see it.
Mm-hmm.
And it was very unpleasant once we saw it.
On that gory note, let's lighten things up with a little bit Alexis.
I'm a Lamborghini. I'm a Hollywood star. I'm a little bit tipsy when I drive my car. I'm expensive sushi. I'm a cute yacht. I'm a little bit single, even when I'm not.
But wait, it gets even better.
I'm a little bit. I'm a whole lot. La 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 la. A little bit Alexis. La 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 la. And a whole lot of Texas. Hide your diamonds. Hide your exes. I'm a little bit Alexis.
Want to see a little more backstage secrets? You've got it. Let's take a walk down memory lane.
Don't you want to do another season, please?
Though we're sad it ended, it's so amazing that the show wrapped on its own terms. As you probably know by now, Catherine O'Hara initially wasn't too eager to take on the role of Moira.
No, I don't think so.
They had to bribe her to accept conditionally.
And we had to go back to her and say, remember that show that we shot that was 14 minutes?
It helped that the one asking her was her old friend and colleague, Eugene Levy.
Like a first choice. She was a first choice with the movies that Chris and I did.
Of course, in retrospect, she can't imagine not becoming Mrs. Rose for 6 years.
How stupid would I have been not to have done it?
It's a fact, Catherine is the perfect Moira. Here's a quick throwback to day 17 of filming season 6.
Okay, go ahead. Do it again. Go.
Try not to cry as you listen to the first day of the final season speeches.
Welcome, welcome, welcome. Let's make it worthwhile, let's have fun, and let's give it our all.
And just before we get to a few newly released casting moments, you have to know how many takes it required to get a heart-wrenching Ted and Alexis scene right.
Let the actors have the floor now. Rehearsal's coming up.
This scene between the writers and I probably did about 7 drafts.
Whoa, what? It must have been tough.
It's really hard to tell the story of a love story that in the end is still a love story. It didn't end because they stopped loving each other. It ended because circumstance stood in their way, and that circumstance was their own growth.
See the shot and everyone crying in the background for yourself.
What about you? What are you gonna do?
Are you happy crying yet?
Wow. Funny.
But now, over to casting secrets. The role of Alexis wasn't easy to cast. Dan says that they looked at hundreds of people. Annie Murphy's life wasn't in the best place back then, and she wanted to give up acting, when literally the next day she got an email to audition.
I called my dad after the audition, and I said, I think we have something here.
She was clearly a natural.
Twyla? I didn't know that you two were...
And wait, which cast member was really desperate for any work and was literally saved by the bell? It was Jocelyn's Jennifer Robertson. Can you believe it?
The day before I found out I got part of Jocelyn, I filled out an online application to stock the shelves at Petco.
Next up, for
Dustin Milligan.
He knew Dan through the Canadian circles in LA, and it was Levy Jr. who invited Dustin to audition for Ted's role.
Okay, just relax. If it's a heart attack, you're way too far from the hospital to make it through the night.
Talking about relaxing, Stevie's Hampshire almost didn't do the audition, and not because she wasn't interested in the role, but because of stage fright. Her one agent at the time even dropped her for that.
Like, if I walked in an audition room, I would break out in hives, like full body hives.
What? So what happened then? Well, luckily her Canadian agent kept her and encouraged Emily to be brave and just do it. Emily was hoping there's one audition moment that was only a dream. Let's see if it was only in her imagination or not.
I just remember rotary dialing, an imaginary phone.
Now, and who would have guessed that even Ronnie's Karen Robinson isn't immune to pre-audition jitters?
The nerves just kind of take over, and then the work ethic takes over.
Okay, and a promise is a promise. Have you seen what the first version of Twyla looked like? Completely unrecognizable, that's how. It's safe to say the Twyla we know is totally different.
She was very nerdy and introverted.
We do manicures. Her salon is called Lucky Nail.
Do you also love the sunnier version of this character? Yeah, me too. Dan and Patrick's love story has been an inspiration to thousands of LGBTQ members, including their parents around the globe. In the next talk, Noah has the honor of handing over a letter from a Facebook community addressed to Dan. The group consists of a group of moms of LGBTQ kids.
To thank you for everything that you've done for their kids.
Why did...
Truly life-changing stuff. So what's there to know about Noah Reid's casting process?
The more you want it, the harder the audition is.
So he tricked himself into thinking he didn't want it.
Great. Well, here's my card. And I feel like you will need it.
You know what? I think I'm good.
Don't you also miss these two?
What a lot of shows have to worry about in the first season is character. Did we hire the right people? That was never a concern for us.
It's almost time to wrap. This description of the show is just perfect, don't you agree?
Schitt's Creek is joy. It's the hardest thing to get right.
Thanks for watching. And remember, it's about the wine, not the label.
Yeah, so you're just really open to all wines.
I like the wine and not the label. Does that make sense?
Over to you. Which backstage detail tugged at your heartstrings the most? We'll be checking the comments. Thanks for watching, and be awesome.